20. Historically White says Glenn Beck's reaction was disturbing as fuck. Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen that, we did that during our breaking news coverage yesterday. I figure if this is going to be a news show and if we're going to be a news channel and our subs have been going up like crazy and everything, I got to be getting off my fat ass. And when there's breaking news, go and cover it. I think that's only fair. Glenn Beck's reaction was, I think, what did that person say? Troubling. It was really, I mean, he was blubbering like a baby, and understandably so. Charlie was a very good friend of his. This is Glenn on Megyn Kelly's program yesterday. Let's play that for everyone. And if you've got reactions and stuff that you want us to play, like I said, we can keep going back to Charlie Kirk if you'd like to.
There are news outlets reporting the worst right now, Glenn. I don't know what I'm waiting for before I report it. You know, I trust just the news. I trust Deseret. What are we waiting for, like the AP to say it? We don't trust them more than we trust these. They're reporting that Charlie has died.
I remember yesterday it was Turning Point USA who told a news outlet, they said, Charlie's in the hospital right now and it doesn't look good. That was there. I think Charlie was dead when he got shot. I think the actual medical death, like Charlie was out and I don't think he ever woke up. Just from sheer blood loss, but like the actual, like taking for his organs to shut down and his brain and his heart to shut down. I think that took a certain amount of time. Somebody said it in our chat yesterday. They said, was he alive at the hospital the way Kennedy was alive at the hospital? And I think that's what it was. His heart was still beating, but he lost so much blood that they did what they could for him, but he was a goner.
That he's dead. At the age of 31.
Jesus.
Which he would have to be if that video was real.
I'm telling you guys, I'm having a hard time. The more I watch these, and I'm trying not to be radicalized. I really am. I'm struggling. And as I'm sure a lot of you are struggling, but I'm a guy who talks to tens of thousands of people every month. We have 30, 40 some thousand unique individuals on Rumble. We have like 20,000 unique individuals on YouTube. And then I don't know what the numbers are on the other three platforms. But as someone who talks to tens of thousands of people and someone who has for 20 years now, I'm ever cognizant of the fact that people listen to you. People maybe not follow you, but they might find themselves repeating some of your talking points or some of your opinions to other people. I try to be responsible, but I try to balance that with being honest. And if I'm being honest, this is radicalizing to me. There is part of me that sees these two crying, and God bless Megyn Kelly and Glenn Beck, both of them. But there is part of me that watches these two and goes, quit crying, time to get mad. Quit crying, it's time to... Like, there's part of me that holds back, and I want to say, let's seek retribution. And then I go, well, no, because retribution is not the answer. And then I go, well, how many times is the right in this country going to get shot at and then turn the other? How many cheeks does the right have to turn? How long until the only thing that these mentally ill lunatics who do this, the only thing they respect is violent confrontation? Like, how long until you say, well, we've tried this. Maybe we should try an eye for an eye. Maybe we should try, see how the left likes it when the right get violent. I don't know. Like, I know that's bad. I'm not saying that that's good. I'm not saying that that's the preferred state anyone should be in. What I'm saying is, when pushed into a corner, what choice do people have? Like, I'm starting the last few months with what's going on in Israel and with what's going on with Epstein and what's going on with, the North Carolina, I'll say it again, here in Minnesota, this Charlie Kirk thing. I'm starting to understand, we always ask the question, how could the regular people of Weimar Germany turn to the Nazis? I get it now. I get why, and I've talked about this a few times on the show. I get why Weimar Germany turned to the Nazis. Their country was being turned into an economic hellscape. Their country morally was being rotted from the inside out with all kinds of degeneracy. And a group of hardliners came forward and said, we will put a fucking stop to this shit. And you can be proud to be German again if you elect us. And they went, that's what we're looking for. And then it got lit. It got crazy. But I'm understanding it now because my country is falling to degeneracy. My country is falling to something I don't recognize. And if somebody comes around, not like a Trump who's more of a corporate version of that, but if somebody came around and they said, I'm your Huckleberry, I'll make you proud to be American again. We'll make sure that this country is for those who love it. I would probably cast a ballot for them.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right.
It's time to get mad, guys. I hope the reason they haven't arrested the person who did this is because they have them, some civilian got them, has them in a locked room, and they're going to kill them slowly.
Right. If you see the video, you do not see any suffering.
No.
He appears to have been spared the horrific moments after that the girl on the Charlotte train wasn't, when she knew she was dying or she knew something terrible.
Is this what we're going to tell Charlie Kirk's kids? Your dad was killed for what he believed in and fighting, arguing for what he believed in and debating what he believed in. But hey, at least he was put down like a fucking dog in the street. At least he was put down like Candy's dog and Of Mice and Men. No. It's getting really hard to watch these boomers cry over this shit over and over and not say, you know what it's time for? Blood for blood. We're going to have an America that we can be proud of. We're going to have an America where everybody feels, whether they agree or disagree, that they are countrymen. And we're going to do it by any means necessary. It's getting really hard not to say that. And every time I watch these conservatives that I've been watching my whole life say the same shit over and over and over. And as I have 3 children, as I watch my kids get older, and I feel more of a kinship and an understanding to someone like Charlie Kirk. And I go, one of these is too many. And I watch these conservatives they call you two Nazis. They call you two Hitler. They've been calling Glenn Beck all kinds of violent names for decades. These people don't want your tears. They want your blood. They want to make you extinct. Your ancestors built this country. Fight for them the way they fought for you. Jefferson was right. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants and patriots. You know, the noble don't fight because they want to. The noble fight because they've been given no other choice. What choice are we going to be left with? They don't want to leave us alone. These blue-haired, genderqueer sociopaths that were baked and created in American educational institutions, probably by design, fomented by the left, were cheering yesterday. They have no intention of stopping. Cenk, you got to come to our side, buddy. Hassan, if that shit really shook you up, hey, we already don't trust Israel. You might fit in. I'm not saying you got to be for lower taxes. This isn't about that shit anymore. We can't even have that fucking discussion. We can't have the conversation of can we have lower taxes? We can't even have the conversation. How do we keep our kids safe in schools? We can't have it. They want us to bleed. And until the people who want us to bleed are neutralized in some form or fashion, either by themselves or detained or whatever, we can't even have the conversation. Does anybody think we can discuss how to get out of $35 trillion in debt? That ain't the conversation anymore. They want you to die. And when you die, they'll cheer. Cry for Charlie Kirk. Mourn him, but avenge him. Make sure that there are no more Charlie Kirks. Malcolm X once said, and white conservatives need a Malcolm X, as weird as that sounds. Malcolm X once said, we practice nonviolence, but if anybody puts their hands on you, my brother, you see to it that they don't put their hands on anybody else. If you want peace, prepare for war. They have declared war on you so many times, and you guys cry and hope it gets better. I think I might be out of tears. The mother of my kids and I are having a conversation. Should we yank our kids out of school and basically lock them in the house and homeschool them? Where's the debate on that? Where's the lofty, heighty debate on what we should do about policy when that's going on? We have been distracted for the last 25 years by brown people halfway around the world that do not pose a threat to us as long as we pull out of this crazy fucking Israel thing. Islamic fundamentalism is not a threat to the United States of America. It's way the fuck over there. Stop importing it here. Stop bringing it over to our country. Problem solved. We're good there. Now, stop giving money and bombs to the people that are fomenting extremism and slaughtering these people, and then it won't be our problem. Oh, yeah, you vouch for Israel, Mike? Well, then it's on you, too. Let's stop vouching for them. Let them fight for themselves. They even talk about how badass and fucking strong they are. Go ahead and prove it. Let's let the dog off the leash and let's let him run out of our yard. We're not responsible anymore. But we can't talk about the basics of what this country needs to get better if one half of that conversation is marked for death. And again, I'm really trying to not be radicalized, but I watch, ironically, people on the right, like Glenn Beck and Megyn Kelly, and I'm watching them cry, and I'm going, do something. Because here's what they want you to do. Cry and then bleed. Cry, be weak, and then bleed. I don't know. I don't want to be radicalized. But I'm thinking that maybe we might be left with no choice but to fight these people. 191 Redbird with $1 says, when we win, do not forget that these people want you broke, dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Sam Hyde. Yes. Do you think that Nick Fuentes is getting more popular because America hates Jews? No, Nick Fuentes is getting more popular because he's talking about an America that we recognize. We see it. We listen to Nick Fuentes. You think I changed? A year or two ago, I was just like I was Tucker Carlson. I was like, Nick Fuentes is some weird gay kid in his basement hating Jews. But then I started listening to him and I'm like, well, what he's saying does reflect what I'm seeing and what's going on in the world. It's not that I want to like Nick Fuentes. It's that I got to go with the truth tellers. But like Sam Hyde said, like, I'm a father. They want dads dead. They want dads out of the picture. They think toxic masculinity is going to ruin this country. If it's a fight with toxic masculinity they want, then let's fucking give it to them. You don't know what toxic is. Toxic is the forgotten majority. Perhaps you've forgotten who runs this motherfucker. And maybe it's time for a reminder of who runs this motherfucker. Whose birthright this country is. Truly, I'm becoming radicalized a little bit. I watch boomer conservatives cry. And I watch brave conservatives bleed. Today, we're all conservatives. I have, for 20 years on the air, I have struggled to define what I am. And I feel like Charlie Kirk has violently shoved all of us into a decision. And if this is an all-in chips into the middle of the table moment, then I am a conservative. If we have to identify ourselves, if we have to pick a side, I am a Christian conservative America who believes that our identity should be led by the example of Jesus Christ. And if you don't want that, time to fuck off, because that's where the conversation's going to start. Allah ain't saving America. Atheism damn sure ain't saving America. Judaism ain't saving America. You want the leader of MAGA? Maybe it should be Jesus Christ. Because nothing else is working. I guess fuck it, let's talk about it. Sergeant Hulka with $2 says, wow, you are my spirit animal today.